Welcome to the Long Live Taylor podcast.
Believe I'm still
bejeweled when I walk in the room.
I don't even think she's trying. I think she's very out there. Like, I want you to jump my bones.
Did we not know about her and Joe?
We were delusional.
Yeah, you're not gonna win with that attitude.
I'm ready to win.
Ross is biting me. Stop biting. We're your hosts, Kaylan
and Leanna. Let's get ready to explore all the eras. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode. We are going to explore Peter, another song from the Tortured Poets Department, this time from the anthology. Are you excited?
I am excited. I really like the lyrics of this one. I think it's very relatable to me, so I'm excited to get into it and spill all the tea.
Oh, you have tea to spill?
Not really, but...
Oh.
A little bit.
I do think, just to preface the song before we start, it is going to be a lot of metaphorically Peter Pan.
Yes.
In case anybody didn't know that, now you know. If you don't know what Peter Pan is, go watch the movie.
She also references, I'm sure we'll get into it in the song, but Peter Pan and Cardigan.
I know.
So when I went to Disney a few months ago, I was really into the Peter Pan ride. And I was like, wow, this is actually, I get it now, why she has this fascination with Peter Pan. It's really interesting.
I do think this, like, metaphor of Peter Pan and Wendy really does relate to her and Maddie's relationship.
Yeah.
Here we go again with Maddie Healy. Anyway, shall I begin?
Do it.
Okay, verse 1. Forgive me, Peter, my lost fearless leader, in closets like cedar, preserved when we were just kids. Is it something I did? The goddess of timing once found us beguiling. She said she was trying. Peter, was she lying? My ribs get the feeling she did.
I have to take a deep breath because I feel like this one's very advanced.
Yeah. If there was any song that it's like, you gotta be good at getting poems, it's this one.
Well, here we go.
Yeah, because basically the whole song is a giant-ass metaphor that I am not going to understand fully. But that's the whole point of these, is so that we can dig in deeper and get the understanding out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know what she needs to be forgiven for, first of all. But I'm guessing it's because, like, she left him, kind of. Like, she's not there for him.
I take it as, and I really haven't dissected this song a ton, so I could be totally wrong, but I take it as, like, when you're interrupting someone or you're trying to tell them something, like, that they don't necessarily want to hear, and you're like, forgive me, but, and then you tell them something. I feel like she's saying, forgive me, and then she's about to, like, spill all this tea about him or to him and talk to him.
Okay, I see that. I guess in my mind, it's because, like, at the end, she's like, but the woman who sits by the window has turned out the light. Like, she's not there waiting for him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, in my mind, in the beginning, she's kind of, like, prefacing the fact, like, it's kind of over. Mm-hmm. Which I also think is very weird, because if Maddie Healy ghosted her, I don't know, it's very confusing. The song doesn't make full sense of the information, with the information that we have, I guess.
Yeah.
So, my lost fearless leader, so Peter Pan is the leader of the Lost Boys. They are lost. Makes sense. I don't know. In closets like cedar, preserved from we were just kids. It's kind of just like this, like, sacred little place that they have, I think.
I didn't understand this line, but I would like to read what Genius says. So, these lines evoke the theme of preserving youth and innocence, reminiscent of the narrative in Peter Pan. In the story, Peter represents the refusal to grow up, and the metaphor of closets like cedar beautifully captures this idea. Cedar, known for its preservation qualities, symbolizes the desire to protect and maintain the memories and innocence of childhood.
I was going to say, like, the overall theme is that he is not growing up.
Right.
And I also think that maybe Taylor realized this, like, their situationship from 10 years ago, and she's like, wow, this guy is literally the same person, but I'm not.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I also feel like it's very weird. It's like, is it something I did? The goddess of timing once found us beguiling. She said she was trying. Peter, was she lying? Like, first I think of, like, Tinkerbell and, like, her doing with that theme, but also true, like, timing. Like, you know that their timing was wrong and, like, they tried again. And I think that she was just like misunderstood about what they could have been, which she has talked about in other songs of like she expected more from what came from them.
Mm-hmm. The goddess of timing once found us beguiling. She said she was trying. What does beguiling mean?
No idea.
Let's look it up.
I'm just using context clues to understand the whole verse.
Taylor Swift, advancing our vocabulary. Beguiling, charming or enchanting, often in a deceptive way. Or it could mean, it says it also means help time pass pleasantly.
Oh.
So I think this is saying she's like this goddess of timing was helping us, you know, we were passing time in a good way. We were hopeful. She was trying, you know, to help us be together. But was she lying because it never works out? And then after she says, my ribs get the feeling she did.
Yeah.
She was lying to them the whole time.
Yeah. I also, do you think, like, my ribs get the feeling she did? I kind of feel like she was, like, she's hysterically crying.
I just like, feel it as, like, she felt it in her bones, like a gut feeling. Yeah. Which I love how she wrote that. My ribs get the feeling she did.
Yeah. I love the sound of this whole song and how, like, whimsical and how perfect.
Very whimsical.
Like, it is so Disney. I love it.
It is.
Like, same with Fresh Out the Slammer that we just talked about. Like, obviously the song is like a metaphor, but she does a good job of giving you every aspect of feeling like you are truly in jail and getting out. Mm-hmm. And now I feel like she's doing such a great job of making me feel like I'm in the storyline with Peter and Wendy.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, so good. This song is so good.
So what is the real story? Because I haven't watched Peter Pan in forever. What ends up happening with Peter and Wendy in the real Peter Pan movie?
I think she grows up and he doesn't. I'm not 100% sure either.
Let's look it up. Wendy and her brothers go home. However, the Lost Boys don't go home because they're not ready to grow up. Yeah, you're right. He goes back to Neverland with Tinkerbell because he's not ready to grow up.
Neither is Matty Healy.
Wow.
No, but can you for real see Matty Healy being a father?
I don't know enough about him, but from what I've seen online, probably not.
I mean, I guess that, like, I don't know if she truly, like, wants kids or whatever, but I just don't see him. I feel like he is just, like, a phase, you know?
Yeah.
He is not endgame for anyone, except people who, like, want to live the same lifestyle, I guess.
Okay, now that I know this actual storyline in Peter Pan, can we just go back to the verse? So, forgive me, Peter, my lost, fearless leader. In closets like cedar, preserved when we were just kids. Is it something I did? The goddess of timing once found us beguiling. She said she was trying. Peter, was she lying? My ribs get the feeling she did. So yeah, I think it's basically what we said, where it's like she's talking to Peter and she's like, what went wrong? She thought he was going to come and grow up, but he never did, just like the original movie.
Yeah. I also, while you were reading that, I kind of hear, like, that pain. It's just, like, she said she was trying. Peter, was she lying? My ribs get the feeling she did. I really feel, like, that sadness and hurt in her.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Okay, pre-chorus. And I didn't want to come down. I thought it was just goodbye for now. Which I think is crazy because in the past, she was like, this is just goodbye for now. Our paths will cross again.
Yes, and I think that's one of the reasons I relate to this song, and I don't know if I should say it now or later in the song, but basically when I hear this song, I think of this situation where this guy told me, he's like, there's just so much time for us. Like, it's not the right time now, but it will be. He kind of implied that there will be a right time, and then it's like, time goes by, and you're like, this is all a disappointment. It never was the right time, you know?
Yeah, because it's not that it wasn't the right time, it's that it wasn't the right guy.
Boom! Facts. So yeah, I think she's still in the pre-chorus in this feeling of hope, where she's like, okay, I'll let you go for now, and you'll come back to me, just like in Cardigan when she goes, I knew you come back to me. She's like, I will let you go for now, and you'll come back to me later. She thought that's what it was.
Wow, in my mind, I'm like, do you think Maddie reached out to her and, like, it almost destroyed their relationship, and then her and Joe fought through it and then ended up not making out alive?
That would be wild.
I know. But that's what we're saying if the Cardigan, Betty, August, like, trio is real.
Oh my gosh. I can't even fathom that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, chorus. You said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Said you were going to grow up, then you were going to come find me. Words from the mouths of babes, promises, oceans deep, but never to keep. Oh, never to keep.
I think it's kind of what I was just saying of this person said one thing. They said, give it time. We'll be together in the future. But it never happened. And they made all these promises that they never really wanted to keep. But I'm kind of confused about words from the mouths of babes. Do you think that could maybe mean, like, she's hearing things from other girls, like that he's out with all these other girls and he's still not wanting to be with her?
Yeah, I think so. I think, or at least, like, she's hearing things about him from other girls. Of, like, what's he's doing, what's going on. And she's kind of like, I thought you were going to come back. What's happening? Mm-hmm. Promises ocean deep, but never to keep. Like, these promises were huge, but he's not going to hold up his end of the bargain.
Right. Exactly.
Which is really sad.
I remember one of my friends, before I listened to the anthology, she was complaining about this song because she said she didn't like the repetitiveness of the chorus, but it kind of reminds me, maybe I need to listen to it again. Yeah, it reminds me of Out of the Woods, where I think there's a reason there's repetitiveness. And I think, to me, I take it as he was really trying to convince her of these promises, like, and she's like trying to get, she's almost saying it to herself, like, you said you were going to do this, you said you were going to do it, like, and then you didn't do it. Like, I feel like it's not just repetitiveness for no purpose. I think it serves a purpose in the meaning of the song.
What I think is actually crazy is because, like, technically he did come find her, he just wasn't grown up. Right?
Or he wasn't ready to to actually commit and be in a serious relationship where he doesn't ghost someone.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think she wrote this after the breakup, right? After he left her?
I do think so.
Okay, let me get to verse 2 so we can kind of talk it out.
Okay.
Are you still a mind reader, a natural scene stealer? I've heard great things, Peter, but life was always easier on you than it was on me. And sometimes it gets me when crossing your jet stream, we both did the best we could underneath the same moon in different galaxies. So this really also reminds me of Fortnite, when she's like we're neighbors now, and like we have to live in the same town, I guess. When she says like we did the best we could in underneath the same moon in different galaxies, I'm like, okay, like they're kind of living this like life together but still technically separate.
Yeah, exactly. They're together on planet Earth, but they live completely different lives.
Yeah. And she has to deal with that being around her, which makes sense. They both are in the music industry and they still will have to deal with each other crossing paths and knowing different people and having mutual friends, but their lives will be completely different. Yeah.
It's also interesting, Genius says, for the line, when caught crossing your jet stream, says, and call it what you want, Swift described Joe Alwyn as fly like a jet stream. Now he is just something she brushes past. So it looks like these people think it's about Joe.
Wow. I don't think so.
I don't think Joe seems like a natural scene stealer. No offense.
But unless she's talking about him being an actor. But I just don't see this happening because this song is about knowing someone, time passing, and revisiting. And that's not Joe.
Unless if it was like a period of a break between them.
Yeah, but how long of a break? To me, this feels like years.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think she means by the life was always easier on you than it was on me?
I don't know. Because it could be, if I'm thinking this in terms of Maddie, he cannot get canceled. His life and his fans know him as this chaotic mess that he is. Nothing he does will go wrong because he's known to be that kind of person. But like there are multiple instances where Taylor has been or has tried to been canceled.
Yeah, and I was going to say, because it seems from the outside like he has a pretty difficult life, like he struggles with addiction and things like that. But also she could mean like, I agree with what you just said, or that she's a woman in the industry, and I feel like that brings its own set of problems. I feel like, too, in the context of my own life, this is relatable because I feel like for women, maybe they take dating a lot more seriously than guys. And guys don't have as much pressure, and they just don't like care as much or think as deeply into it as a woman. So I feel like in the context of a relationship, like, I don't know what I'm saying.
No, I agree. I think that, like, even every aspect of a relationship, like the dating process, the, like, building up to something more, like, progressing, but also the breakup, moving on. I feel like, obviously this isn't the case, but, like, stereotypically it is easier for the guy than the woman.
Yeah.
In all of those stages.
Yeah.
So it's possible. I just think, like, it's crazy. She's like, are you still this person that I knew you were from before? And he is. But the thing is, she wanted him to grow up and be more.
Right. Exactly.
I'm having revelations. Wow.
Yeah, this is good. I need your revelations because I'm still like, I understood this so, like, when I first read it, and now I'm like, wait, I don't understand it. It's confusing, but
yeah,
you're right.
But also, it's like, hindsight is 20/20, and, like, the grass isn't always greener. You think that your life is crazy, but you have no idea what other people are going through.
Exactly.
I guess the pre-chorus changes, and I didn't want to hang around. We said it was just goodbye for now. So I'm guessing back then she was like, I'm not going to wait for you to grow up. If the timing happens, if we are meant to be, we will find each other. And we said goodbye for now. And at some point later on, we will find our way back to each other again.
Yeah, I took it as let him do his thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me just say my thing. So this guy that I'm talking to, or I'm talking about, and when I'm talking about the context of this relationship, he said, like, oh, I definitely want to date a lot of people before I want to be single again. I want to do all of this before I settle down. And I'm imagining, like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, let him do all this, and then years from now we'll get back together. But then it's like fast forward and years from now, and it doesn't happen. That's what I'm thinking Taylor's thinking. Like, I was going to let you have your phase. I didn't want to be around for it. But we both agreed, like, in the future. And then the future's here, and it didn't happen. You're still the same.
Yeah, I think that... I feel like that's such a guy thing, though. They're like, oh, I want to have fun. I want to live my life. But that girl is not going to be there when you're ready for her.
Right.
And I guess in this situation, Taylor was, but then she realized, why was I waiting around for this guy? He wasn't what I was expecting him to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe he was, and then she realized this once he left and had her revelations. Because she was in love, ready to have kids and get married.
I think this song is so sad because it's like years of buildup for a disappointment. It's like a secret longing, a secret hope you've had for years. And then it's like, oh shit, like this is not
the biggest letdown ever.
Yeah, it's like actually years of buildup for a letdown, which is why I think it's so sad.
Yeah. Oh, I feel bad that she put all of this love and heart and hope into Maddie Healy. I'm not going to go on another rant. Okay, to the bridge.
Well, chorus repeats.
Oh, yeah, yes. The chorus repeats. That's why I'm skipping it for everyone listening. I love this bridge with my whole heart. It is one of the top bridges of the whole album.
Wow.
Like, I will scream this. And, like, you know, obviously, like, there's, like, a build-up, but, like, this is not screaming. But I will scream this.
Okay.
I wish I could scream it now. Anyway, but I won't.
Scream it. I'm just kidding.
No. Okay. And I won't confess that I waited, but I let the lamp burn. As the men masqueraded, I hoped you'd return. With your feet on the ground, tell me all that you learned. 'Cause love's never lost when perspective is earned. I actually think maybe we should split it up.
Yeah, it's a long bridge, so let's split it.
Yeah. Okay, so here is she saying, like, I won't confess that I waited, but, like, I really did. I kind of hope that you would come back to me.
Yeah, she's like, it's kind of low-key embarrassing that I've been waiting all these years, but I did, like you just said.
What's even crazier is she's like, as the men masqueraded, I hoped you'd return. But really, like, who's the men? You had one man. Well, I guess technically, was he before, like, Calvin and Tom?
He was years, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so fine. We'll take it as men. But I just feel like it's crazy to me that she had this long-ass relationship with Joe that was supposed to be endgame, and she's acting like he's just another one of the men she dated. Like, it is crazy to me what we have learned about their relationship. Yeah. Like, is it all a lie?
No, I think also a lot of music's exaggerated, so I don't think she was sitting around waiting for Maddie Healy every day, but I do think there was maybe that thought every so often in her mind.
Yeah, that, like, maybe we'd come back to each other. I feel like... Sorry, go ahead.
Taylor in interviews used to be like, there's always that one person you think will come in and crash your wedding, and that's who I wrote Out of the Woods about. And I always was like, Harry Styles, obviously. And now I'm like, was it Harry Styles?
Oh my God, what if it's not? See, I feel like everything is a lie. And it's like, as fans, like, this is our fault. Like, this is how we interpret things. We don't know the actual truth. And now I just spun myself into this web of believing all these songs are about other people, and they're not. And that's on me, of course. But also, I just feel like not only is it like maybe it could be exaggerating Maddie Healy and coming back to him, but like maybe now that she's done with Joe, it's an exaggeration of the bad stuff. Like, you know, when you leave a relationship, you remember all the bad shit and you like try to hate this person to move on and stuff. So like, I also feel like she's not putting a lot of that love that she used to have into these songs now for obvious reasons. So that's why also I feel like she's doing Joe dirty, but you give you take what she gives.
Right.
So. Wow, I'm going really deep into this.
It's okay. I really like the line, with your feet on the ground, tell me all that you'd learned, because I'm imagining like this confession of love from this guy where he's like, you were right, it was you all along, like I just had to grow up and I learned that like you're what I want and I want to be with you, and this is why I know that, because I've been with XYZ and they don't have what you have. Like, she's waiting for this confession. And then she says after, because love's never lost when perspective is earned.
I know. It's okay that we took this break because you were coming back to me. Oh, it's so heartbreaking to know that they don't make it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Ready for the next part?
Yes.
And you said you'd come and get me, but you were 25, and the shelf life of those fantasies has expired. Lost to the Lost Boys chapter of your life. Forgive me, Peter. Please know that I tried to hold on to the days when you were mine. But the woman who sits by the window has turned out the light.
Ah! Ross is like, what's going on?
It is like, this is such a crazy bridge, because these are the moments that we're getting such clear, like, a look into her life.
Yeah.
And I feel like watching this in the picture of my mind that I've created is absolutely crazy.
Well, yeah, she's finally like she's closing this chapter, this very long chapter of her life, and she's like, I've waited. So, okay, let's start. If you said you were to come get me, but you were 25, she's like, you said you were going to come get me, but you're like grown up now, bro. Right? Is that what she's saying?
Well, she's saying back then you were 25, so it's like you made these promises that you couldn't keep because you got sucked into this life that you wanted to live and not grow up and settle down with me.
Yeah. And she's like, the shelf life of those fantasies is gone. Like, I can't fantasize any longer. I've waited too long, so it's over. Yeah,
it's like, I can't believe that you're truly coming back.
No, I think she's saying, like, my fantasies can only last so long.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, oh, I see what you're saying. And she can't believe back, that he's actually going to. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like...
Or if he does, it's too late.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
So this is interesting in the next line, Lost to the Lost Boys chapter of your life. So you were saying that Peter was part of Lost Boys of Peter Pan. But Genius also said that Lost Boys was a song written by Maddie Healy.
Yes, I know. So... Okay, that's why I'm very confused, because, you know, I was about to be like, maybe this isn't about Maddie Healy. But, like, it clearly is. But it's like, he did come back. He just didn't grow up.
Right, and he didn't really commit.
True. Yeah. Okay, never mind then. I'll move on past that. I guess part of me just doesn't want it to be about him. I don't even know.
And then you're right, she's saying again, forgive me, Peter, like, know that I tried. Like, this wasn't an easy thing for me. Like, I did try to wait for you, but it's over. Like, I'm not waiting by the window waiting for you anymore. I'm closing the chapter.
Yeah, because it's kind of like, even though he's back, he's not what he said he would be. He's not giving the promises he said he would keep. He is still this little kid that wants to live life and have fun. He hasn't changed.
Right, exactly.
This song hits me so hard. And then I guess the chorus just repeats.
Yeah, and it ends, promises ocean deep, but never to keep. That's the chorus, you're right. It's just a sad song because I feel like Taylor is known for her, like, fantasy writing and very romance-based, like, love story, and how you get the girl, like, this guy coming and giving this big confession, and they live happily ever after, even in, like, Betty and all of that. But this is basically her saying, okay, it's acceptance. She's like accepting we are not going to live happily ever after, and I have to move on.
Did she update her playlist with anthology songs?
I don't know.
Let me go look. Because I'm like, wouldn't this be in like the acceptance? Well, we hope that it would be in the acceptance. It is not in Am I Allowed to Cry? It is not in I Love You Is Ruining My Life. It is not in I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. It is not in Old Habits Die Screaming. So it's not in any of them.
If it were to be in any of them, I think it would be in acceptance.
The only thing in acceptance is So Long London, Fresh Out the Slammer, The Alchemy, The Manuscript, Thank You Amy, and So High School.
The Manuscript makes sense.
Yeah. But that is crazy to me that it's not in any of these.
Yeah. It definitely feels like it should be in it.
I would like to know where she would categorize it.
Where would you categorize it?
I would categorize it in acceptance as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I could see it in the depression one as well.
Yeah.
Because it is very sad, but it is so good. Like, this is definitely a top song on Anthology.
Yeah, I really like this one too.
And the bridge just gets me. When a bridge gets me, it just automatically elevates the song to the top of my list.
The queen of bridges. She's the queen.
Yes, it is. Any final thoughts?
I really like it, and I like that she's kept this theme going for a few albums. I want to watch Peter Pan now.
Me too. I thought about that when I listened to the song, that I kind of really want to watch Peter Pan, but it is kind of like so old, and like that spark and like love and joy that you get from watching movies when you're a kid like that, I feel like it's lost once you get older. And I'm kind of
like the song.
Yeah. So like I feel like if I watch it, I'm not going to actually enjoy it how I remember it.
Weren't you obsessed with Tinkerbell?
Yeah. So I kind of don't want to lose that thought and like love and joy that I have for it if I watch it now and I don't feel the same.
Yeah.
That's also kind of why I don't ride the ride a lot, because I kind of don't want to like it to taint my view of how I thought of it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird, but whatever.
No, I get it. Any thoughts for you?
I feel like a lot of my points, I just try to get them all out there, so I never really have any like closing thoughts. I was going to say closing arguments, like we're in court.
We're in a case.
Case against Maddie Healy.
Oh my.
I gotta move on from this man. Jesus.
You do?
People are going to think I'm obsessed with him. Oh gosh. Okay, do you want to move on to our game segment?
Yes.
Do you want to drop everything now?
I do.
Okay, do you want to do sound or lyrics?
Let's do lyrics.
Okay. We always walked a very thin line.
Exile.
Yes.
Okay. Lyrics. I'm just mad as hell because I loved this place.
So Long London.
Yeah.
This is our place. We make the call.
Lover.
Yes.
And I look unstable, gathered with a coven round a sorcerer's table.
The Prophecy.
Yeah. Also, I have something to say. I was trashing this song a few episodes ago, but I actually love this song now.
Yay! Good. Okay. Forever Going with the Flow.
Treacherous.
Yes.
And snakes and stones never broke my bones.
Can I get the line after?
So, oh.
I'm just gonna concede now. I don't feel like going on this whole thing trying to figure it out when my time is already up. So I will take the loss here.
What if I give you the line before, but you still lose?
No.
Okay,
I don't want to feel
you need
bad.
To calm down.
Okay, I see
And
it.
snakes and stones never broke my bones, so
Uh-oh. Okay, I see that. Okay.
Yay, I won, but of course I'm not doing the outro.
I also feel like when I give you the lyrics, I kind of have the tone of the song, and you just say it as like a sentence. Like when we read the lyrics, like I'm kind of like chasing that fame. He said the same. Like
Oh
it's
yeah,
kinda
you like do it in the cadence.
beat. Yeah, and you even when we like read for the show, also, I kind of
Yeah.
do that too. And you just say it as a sentence. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
So it's very hard for me. Okay, let me do the outro. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for listening. I don't know how we've got stuck into this situation where the person who loses has to do the outro because it's so depressing. But anyway, if you like what you listen to, give us a rating or a review or a like or a comment wherever you're listening. And if you're listening on Spotify, maybe answer my question or the poll at the bottom of the episode. Sometimes I think about the questions a lot, and I'm like, oh, I'd really like to know what people think, and then nobody ever answers, so, you know, that's just how it goes. Anyway, if you like us a lot and you want to follow us on social media, you can at Long Live Taylor Pod on Instagram and TikTok. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, hate mail, or if you want to be a guest, or if you have a request, you can email us at longlivetaylorpod@gmail.com. And we'll see you next week.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
I don't know why I said thank you like that.